ready to fly higher, walking in your purpose, flying higher, walking in your victory, fly higher, like an eagle you fly.
Hi, good day, everyone. Hi. So my name is Christopher Bascombe, and I am from Wasteless Solutions Limited. I just want to say thank you to Gabby for this opportunity to talk to the participants. Welcome. It is an honor. It is an honor. I want to give a nice shout out to Andre Charles. I just want Andre Charles to know that I love him. So today, guys, what we are going to do, just hold on 1 second for me to just make sure that you guys are hearing me. You guys are hearing me, right? Okay, so who are we? I just wanted to talk about wasteless. I want to talk about composting and agriculture actually. So what does Wasteless Solutions do? And I wanted to show you guys the face behind Wasteless Solutions Limited. So we have Christopher Bascombe, we have Lyndon Maynard, and we have Osaro Joseph, and we are the face behind Wasteless Solutions Limited. I want to give a special acknowledgement to Delia Designs. She helped us with our logo. She's wonderful, and you'll be hearing from her shortly. So we are from the University of the West Indies, and who we are really. We are a local agribusiness, and we focus on creating value-added products from biodegradable waste to enhance soil fertility and plant growth. That is basically what we are about in a nice nutshell. If you do not understand what that was, what we do, we basically take waste, fruit waste, kitchen scraps, we take grass from CPEP or grass in the communities, we take dried leaves from landscaping, as well as we take manure, and you see a nice little picture there of Lyndon Maynard. We take manure and we basically convert it into a value-added product. So like sometimes people will be like, but Christopher, you just taking garbage and making money from garbage. I'll be like, yeah, like really is what do you do? I collect waste. I pick up garbage, and that's basically the response. I'm a garbage collector. But really and truly, we take garbage, we take fruit waste, as you see in the picture on the left here. And what we do is we convert that into compost. So compost is a soil medium that we use to increase soil fertility. So like not everywhere in Trinidad and Tobago has fertile soil. Sometimes you might find yourself planting crops. I mean, crops may not grow for different reasons, but one of the reasons is that in fertile soils. So what we did is that we took waste and we basically bring fertility and natural fertility to the soil, and have many benefits to compost. I just want to remind everybody that this is not dirt. This is totally different from dirt. So compost adds nutrients. I don't know if you guys would remember, like when you are small, your grandmother or your parents might tell you, after you eat your banana, take the skin and you could throw it in the garden, it will break down. That's essentially what we are doing. We go to markets, we go to farmers markets, supermarkets, we take waste from households, and what we do is we basically turn it into compost. So compost adds nutrients that soils may not have. It holds more water. It adds beneficial organisms. So you have certain insects having a lot of biological activity, which is good for the soil. It conditions the soil, amends the soil, adds to the physical characteristics, soil structure and whatnot. This picture here is my first attempt at compost. This was about 3 years ago. This is in front of my yard. So I just thought I should show you guys. This is the first. So what you are seeing here would have been fruits, grass, manure, leaves, shrubs, you name it. So what we also are looking into is liquid fertilizers. That's something that's going to be coming out shortly, as well as vermicomposting. What we do is we put, right now we currently partake in hot composting, where because of the heat generated, it will break down the biodegradable material. But vermicomposting is where you use the worms to make the compost. So that is basically what Wasteless Solutions Limited is all about. But I wanted to talk to you guys. I know today is this about decisions and career path, and yes, I spoke about composting, but somebody can ask, Christopher, why? Like, why composting? Why agriculture? And I wanted to talk about this. Some of the points I would be reiterating what Kareem just mentioned. Agriculture, I particularly wanted to join agriculture because, boy, I saw travel opportunities. I'll be honest with you guys, this was the first time second time I got to travel outside of Trinidad and Tobago, and it was for agriculture. I did my degree in geography and agribusiness, by the way, and I saw opportunity, one of those co-curricular UE groups. I joined, and I saw a door open for me, and I seized it. And this is Christopher taking students to Zurich, Switzerland. And when I saw the opportunity, I was like, listen, wow, agriculture could take me all over the world. This is me taking students. This is Amsterdam. Yeah, this is Amsterdam, in Netherlands, representing Trinidad in a food security summit. This is me again in Brazil. So I got the opportunity, like when I heard that I could travel the world, experience cultures, that was a mind blower for me. And it was from here that my perspective on agriculture changed, because there's this stigma, farming, hot sun, and you are going to be tired, a lot of work. I mean, yes, there's a lot of work, but agriculture is so much more. That is what I really wanted to do in this short time. I really wanted to break the already negative stigma that is taking the young people in Trinidad and Tobago. So this is one thing. Another thing about agriculture is that you can make money. You can make money. And I mean, when we're talking about entrepreneurship and business and career path, I mean, economics is a part of it, and you have to survive. And agriculture is a very lucrative business. In addition to the nice money feature about agriculture, you do not necessarily need a degree to have a successful career in agriculture. No, let me emphasize on this. There are things in agriculture that you need a degree for. If you're going into plant science, or you're going to the like studying animals and pest and disease, yes. But I, for sure, do not have a degree in composting or the science or the chemicals, the chemical function that happens with the nitrogen and the potassium and the carbon ratio and how to generate any heat and whatnot. No, I went on YouTube. And learned about composting. No degree. Well, I mean, I do have a degree in agribusiness, but which is more running of the farm. But in terms of understanding what was going on, people plant. There's YouTube. There are expertise all around us. You don't necessarily need a degree to have a successful career, and I found that to be very wonderful. I could have been a doctor and still have a career in agriculture, and that was just mind blowing to me. And why agriculture? Because it is very, very much needed. I want to bring a fact to you guys. Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the Caribbean, has a very high food bill. When you look at milk, when you look at sugar, when you look at meat, when you look at wheat, starch, we import all of these things. I mean, we just came out of, well, we are still in a pandemic, but let's think worst case, like a war breaks out, one natural disaster happens to our supply countries. How are we going to fend for ourselves? How are we going to provide? I mean, food is so important. We need agriculture, and that is something that is not stressed upon as it should. We need agriculture. How do we, if America decides to not, send food for us or partner with us because politics or whatnot, how are we going to fend for ourselves? And if we look at history, Cuba had that scenario with the whole embargo and whatnot, and they were in trouble. And now today, Cuba is one of the most food secure countries in the Western Hemisphere. It is needed. It is needed. So I wanted to paint a picture for you guys, because again, when we have agriculture, we think farming, we think hot sun. But agriculture, there's teaching in agriculture. You can be a researcher in agriculture. You could be an IT specialist in agriculture. You could be a farmer, of course. You could be a mechanic. You could do engineering. There's machinery in agriculture. You can be a doctor. You can, in terms of the animal vet and understanding that, because I know the right of the animals, you could do business. What I do in terms of the composting, I took a raw input and made a value-added product from it. When Soldanza has planting chips, they take the planting, the raw material, and they make it into a value-added product, sell it for more than the planting. You can be a journalist. I have been a part of Tech for Agri social enterprise. I have done agricultural journalism. Because of my agricultural journalism, that is part of the one of the opportunities that are part to travel. I could be a scientist and understand plant science, weeds. I could be a politician. There are so many avenues with agriculture that it is not narrow at all. And I could do all of these and further a career in other things as well. I just feel like agriculture is so wonderful where it can be incorporated. So in the instance with composting, I realized that, you know what, I do not have the time to go and plant in the sun. But I realized I like to talk. I like to present. I like people. I'm a people person. So I realized that, you know what, I joined the co-curricular group at UWI, and they, through that medium, that forum, I was able to present, I was able to talk to students, and from there I got travel opportunities, and then I realized, hey, this is what I like. I am making an impact in agriculture in Trinidad through education, through inspiring young persons, but I'm not in the hot sun. I'm not saying that working in the hot sun is not needed. What I'm saying is I found out what was for me, what I like, and I applied it to agriculture, because agriculture is beautiful in that way. If I like IT, I can make proper dense and proper impact with agriculture through IT. And that is the perspective that I just, in this short time, I just wanted to break for you guys. So in terms of growing a business or where to start, I just want to reiterate some points that Cream would have just highlighted in his presentation. You need to find a passion. You need to know what makes you you. What makes Christopher Christopher? What is my natural talents? How do I commercialize my natural talent? I like to talk, and I became an ambassador for Trinidad and Tobago with the Thought for Food Foundation. I was able to travel the world. I was able to meet people. I was able to present on big stages. I was able to carry UE students. That was me. I felt fulfilled with that. Know your story, know where you came from, and know where you want to go and what do you want to do. So if I knew that, you know what, I wanted to get people more aware about agriculture, and I wanted to use a problem, well, I wanted to solve a problem. So what happened is that with the whole composting initiative, we are using one problem of improper waste management to solve another problem of soil infertility. And I married the both of them with composting and creating value-added products from biodegradable material. I also use Google to your advantage and network. Listen to me. I find this is one of the most important points. If you talk about starting in agriculture, go on Google, find out what Kariri does, find out what Cardi does, find out what ICA does. Those are just organizations here in Trinidad. Find out what the Food and Agriculture Organization does. What does the UN do? What is the Ministry of Agriculture is doing right now? What is UE doing? What is Costa doing? Just find out what they are. Just use Google. I, for one, I love to travel. Sometimes I just go on the internet. There's this website that I found. I'll just type in agricultural youth conferences, and I will see conferences all popping up from between Africa, Europe, Asia, and a lot of those conferences has opportunities for me to travel, have opportunities for me to go there free of charge, fully sponsored. So when we're talking about, I mean, that's just one avenue, but the point is use Google to your advantage, network. When I want something, I easily go on my WhatsApp status, on WhatsApp, and go on the status, and I just type in, guys, I need to find some land. Anybody knows where land is? Network. We would not know everything in this life. You need to network. You need to use Google. Seek professional guidance. If you are starting a business, you don't know where to start, always seek professional guidance. I do not know anything about accounting, but I found an accountant who could have given me some advice. I may know a little about marketing, but there are other things that I may not know. I may not have the experience. There are people out here in Trinidad and Tobago that are willing to help. When you're talking about agriculture, you're talking about growing a business or starting an agricultural business, you must know what problem you are solving. Now, businesses fail in Trinidad and Tobago for various reasons, but one reason is that people bring products and services without knowing if the market wants that accepted or if they are ready to accept it. And this is about knowing the why, as Kareem would have spoken about, knowing the why, knowing what problem, what am I doing? I realize with the composting, I am solving soil infertility because that is a major problem when it comes to growing up plants, whether commercially and the individual home. As well as there's a problem with waste management. Trinidad and Tobago has very improper waste management practices. That is my why. I'm doing it because of that. That is a problem that I'm solving, rather than bringing products and services to the market and then trying to now see what is your target market, what is your niche, and documentation. You see, documentation. If you want to know where to start journaling. I would always tell people, start journaling, start documenting. Documentation puts your progress into record. Revisit it. Journal. What happened today? What happened this week? It doesn't need to be one day. It could be for a month. Every month, document what happened this month. What are the pros? What are the cons? Am I in line with what is happening? So guys, that's basically what I just have for you guys today. Again, I have a gift for you guys.